Hi, in this video I'll show you how to create a dynamic table with Power Query. Let's say, for example, I wanted to have a start and end date. And I want to kind of create a table like this and have it automatically update if I wanted to change my start and end date parameters. So in this example, I've got a start date and of 5/23/2020 and end date of 10/3/2023. But maybe I wanted to create a table that includes the beginning of the year for that start date, which is going to be January 1st, 2020, and the end of that year for 2023. It'll be December 31st. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, control down arrow, you can see that it's hash marked, but it shows here it's 12/31/2023. Let's auto fit this. Double click, and we auto fit this. Control up arrow to go back to the top here. So if we wanted to make a change here, instead of 2020, let's say that maybe this is 2015 and the end date was something like 2019. All I need to do is go to data, refresh all. You can see all this changes now, and that was pretty quick. That changed from January 1st, 2015, control down arrow all the way to December 31st, 2019. Control arrow to go back up. And this is actually fairly easy to do, so let's see how we can do it. We have a new worksheet here. I'll just go start and then end. Maybe we'll make a start date of for, I don't know, 2-2018, and then maybe an end date here of 3-3-2019. And that's all I need right now. I'm going to turn this into a table. Control T to turn into a table. I don't have header, so I don't need that. Click OK. And I'm going to create two connections here, one for my start date and one for my end date. So I'm going to bring this into Power Query. Go under data, from table, we will call this one start, and filter for start. That's all I want. And here, get rid of this column now. I don't need the start column, remove. That, I gotta turn that into just a date. I don't need date and time. And now I can just drill down to this date. Right click, drill down, and I just want that particular value. So go to home, click close and load to. I will only want a connection. Click OK. And that has my start date. I can do the same again. I can either do a duplicate of this and just change everything, or I can do the same thing, get from table. Either way, that will work either way. So here I want the end date. Click end, and get rid of that column now. Right click, remove, change this into a date. Now right click, go to drill down, and go to home, close and load to only connection. So for these tables now, oops, I forgot to change that name. Double click here. Let's call this one end. We'll call this one end, and close and load. So you notice if I hover over this, the value is 4/2/2018. This one, this query, the end value is 3/3/2019. I'll change this to the beginning and the end of the year later, but let's see how we can make our table that goes from April 2nd, 2018 to March 3rd, 2019. We need to do a new table or a new query. Go to get data from other sources and click blank query. And in this particular query, all we need to do is type in equal and number dot from. I needed to start that with a curly brackets first, and type open parentheses start. That is the name of this first query. Close parentheses dot dot two dots, and then do number dot from open parentheses, and this will be the name of the second query, the ending date. So type end, close parentheses, press enter. Oops, I forgot to close it with the curly brackets there. So closing curly brackets, press enter, and now I have my list of values. These are the numerical values for the dates. So 43192 is the way Excel sees that date, 4/2/2018. And of course, at the very end, there's going to be another series of numerical characters which see 3/3/2019. But I have to turn this into a table. So I have this because right now it's a list. So I'm going to go and click on to table. It's going to turn into a table. I'll accept the defaults here. Click OK. And here, turn this into a date data type. And now we have our dates. Call this date and call this calendar. This will be my calendar query. And now I'm going to close and load it to the worksheet. I'll put it over here, put it as a table. The existing worksheet, I'm going to put it over here in cell F1. Click OK. And now we have our dates, 4/2 to 3/3/2019. So now, if I wanted to change this, maybe I wanted to show, even though I have my start dates and end dates kind of like in the middle of the year, maybe I want to have my table show the full range of calendar dates. That's starting in January and that one ending in December of these respective years. Go back to the start date here because I want to change that to the beginning of the year. Double click that. And I'm going to just click in here before I turned it into that. Before I drilled down into there, let's get back to where we have it in the table format. Click on that. Here I'm going to transform this. And under the date for the year, let's have it at the start of the year. So now that changes. It's going to insert an extra step. And the next step is it's going to calculate the start of that year. So it's going to take that value, 4/2/2018, calculate it for the start of the year, January 1st, 2018. And that's the only step I need in there. And then when I drill down to it, that's a drill down step. It goes to 1/1/2018. Click close and load. That changes. You can see now if I hover over it, changes. Do the same thing for my end query. Double click that and add an extra step here before it gets drilled down to that single value. Go here to change type and click transform. Under the date, go to year, end of year. So I want that at the end of the year. So it's going to insert an extra step or an additional step. And now you can see that it's calculated the end of the year based on that date. And of course, the last step is drilling down to that step, that value. Click home, click close and load. And now if I refresh this, you'll see that the table will start at January 1st, 2018, and at the very bottom of the table, it will be December 31st, 2019. So here, I'll just click on refresh, and you can see that it refreshed it. Control down arrow, we have 12/31/2019. So here comes the fun part of creating our calendar table. Double click our query one table. I'm going to rename this calendar. Press enter, and I can do all sorts of things now. And I'll add a column here. So maybe I want the year out of that. So go to date, year. Let's get a year out of that. Also, let's get a month and a day out of that. So we go to month, maybe the month here, and this is the month number. So January is the first month of that year. I also want the name of that month. So go to month, go to name of the month, and we've got our name of the month. Let's get the day. So we have our day, and we have our days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's also get the day name. So go to date, day, and the name of day, right? And we can have all this available to us. Go to home, close and load, and this table is going to update and have all that information. If we ever wanted to change this on the fly, let's say this becomes 2020, and the end of that, maybe this is 2022. Press enter and click on data, refresh all, or just refresh here actually. And it's changed it on the fly in less than 2 seconds. So I have my January 1st, 2020, control down arrow, we have December 31st, 2022. So that's the way that we can create a dynamic calendar table with just a start and end date and have it updated automatically for us. Well, this will be very useful if we wanted to put it into our data model and have it filter down to other tables that we're using. So there's the way that you can create a dynamic calendar based on a start and end date using Power Query. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.